talk, okay, about research. All right. So just to let you all have some background information about this talk or workshop. All right. I'm not here, okay, I'm not here to actually to guide you how to do research. Okay, I think some of you may actually have a better, how to say that, a better research profile than me. Okay, so I'm not here to teach you how to do research. Yeah, so my task basically, right, is actually to tell you that what is the research direction of the university, and also, right, what are those resources and support provided by the university. Okay, so this is my role for today. All right, and I do understand that, right, this is actually fasting month. All right, so I'm not going to keep you until 6. Don't worry. All right, the max I will keep you is until 4. All right, so don't worry about that. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so okay, so this is what I'm going to brief all of you about. Okay, so my focus will be on the research aspect. Okay, so again, like I say, right, okay, this one will not go into like guiding you all, right, how to write a research article, write a research proposal. Okay, this is not the role for today's work, today's briefing. Yeah, so mainly it's just focus on what is the research direction of the university? Okay, why is it so important to do research at the university? What is the research aim or the direction? And then the research achievements so far, what the university have achieved. Okay, so now when I talk about UOW Malaysia, it will cover both campuses, the Penang campus and also the Glen Marie campus together. All right, okay, the support and resources, I think most of you want to know that, right, as a academic staff at here, because I think most of you are aware that research has become one of your KPI. So you definitely need to aware that what are those support and then the resources given by the university, and then what is the research strategy. All right, and then some ended by the Q&A session. All right, now let's look at what is the importance of the research. Okay, so basically, right, we all know that, right, the words research, right, is actually come from this word. All right, research. Okay, you search again to actually to find something new. All right, to find new knowledge. So that's why is it so important to do research in UOW Malaysia? One of the reason is to advance the knowledge. Okay, to advance the knowledge. So basically, we need to keep up with what is changed out there. All right, like this day, everybody is talking about generative AI, okay, and SDG goal. So these are some of those directions that when we talk about research, so you need to actually advance, right, provide discover new knowledge in this area. Okay, so another one is that to attract funding. Okay, how to research, right, you can actually attract funding. This is through all the grant. Okay, so through grant, okay, you apply for a grant. So those funder, okay, can be from the NGO, can be from the government. They will provide funding. So this is how you actually can attract funding. When you want to do a research, you put in a grant application. So this is how you actually attract the external funding from those government body, industrial, and the international organization. So normally, right, okay, the one from the government body will be those like from the KPT, okay, Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi, okay. So every year they will have this opening for FRGS grant, okay, PRGS grant. So all this is something that, all right, you need to look into. Okay, so how do you know that there will be opening? Email will be broadcast about this opening. So you are actually encouraged, okay, to actually to work on this, and then form your own team and then come in with the application. Now, basically, we all know that every year this is a yearly activity from government. So you actually can do earlier preparation for this, okay? So industrial grant, right? This one is normally, okay, some of the industry that will approach university, or you actually have your own networking. Okay, you actually have your own network with some of those industrial players. You actually can reach out to them, okay, and form a collaboration, and in the form of grant, okay, and international grant as well. So like all those WHO from time to time, all right? The United Nations also, right, from time to time, they actually have all these grant opening. So again, our PJRC will post, okay, we will actually broadcast about opening of some of those grants, okay? And then you can actually form your team and then come in with the grant application from that, all right? So this is the way you actually can attract funding to the university. We said generate income for the university. So another one why research is so important is to promote the industry collaboration, okay? A lot of the time, from time to time, we always listen to the news, okay? Or some of those people who actually mentioned that, right? Okay, whatever that's the student, right, they actually learn in the university, right, it's not something industry wants. So that's why this is the important. When you do research, you have the industry collaboration, then you know that what, right, what is the expectation from the industry, okay, what do they actually want. So this one is through the partnership with that industry. So basically through research, you do the research for this industry, okay, you collaborate with them, then you know what is the expectation from the industry, what they want actually, all right? Then final thing, I think everybody know that why we need to do research. This is the way to boost out on the university ranking. Every year you all read the news, okay, QS ranking, okay, and then the university ranking by Times, okay. So all this through research, one of the way, right? Okay, you can see that QS ranking, all this the international ranking, right? Basically, research has contributed major weightage to all this ranking. So that's why the most important reason, okay, we need to do research is basically one of them is the global reputation, okay, for the ranking, the world ranking. All right. Now, so what is our research aim in UOW Malaysia, right? In UOW Malaysia, okay, when we talk about, right, when we say about research, right, basically we want to push the boundary of the knowledge, okay? Knowledge is the one we want to discover the new knowledge, foster innovation, okay? Foster innovation. So this one is normally from those science and technology, okay? Science and technology project. This is the way you foster the innovation and also address the global challenges. Now, these days, right, when we talk about those global challenges, most of the time we will actually focus on the SDG goal. Okay, there are so many SDG goals. So look for your whatever project that you want to start with. Okay, see what SDG goal you actually can fulfill. All right, can actually help to achieve. All right, so one of the goals also we try to inspire the student and academic staff to share the knowledge exchange. Okay, so that's why, right, this day, right, we always want, right, the researcher, okay, we always want the researcher to have collaboration across different universities. Do not just limit, right, because this day I still see that some of those articles that is submitted, right, we can see that, right, the author, the list of the author, right, are all come from the same institution. All right, this is not something and it's not a practice that should be encouraged. Okay, so when we talk about research, we always want there is exchange of knowledge. There will be a collaboration between different institutions. Okay, so that's why it's good for you to reach out. Maybe at this moment, right, at this stage, okay, let's say for example, some of you may just graduated from you just obtained your PhD, so your network is not that strong, okay, at this moment. So maybe you can reach out to your supervisor, say that, right, possible for you to have a collaboration with your supervisor. Okay, so this is one of the way, right, because every year the university, all right, we need to submit Myra data. So in Myra data, right, one of the index, right, is actually the national collaboration. Okay, so national collaboration, how can you do that? Is that, right, by reaching out to, meaning to say that by reaching out to academic staff from different institutions. So that's why when we look at your article, right, okay, when we look at your article, we will see that the author is actually come from this institution. This is one of the way you help to boost out the university Myra ranking. All right. This is one of the way. So that's why we try to encourage the student academic staff to share the knowledge. All right. So the research direction, this day, right? Okay, what is the research direction? What is the university research activity is actually focused on? So this one is on those technology and engineering. These are the aspect, okay? AI, robotics, cyber security, or engineering, okay? Social science, right? Social science and humanity are more on those human behavior, economics, cultural dynamic, okay, policy and education as well. So for business and economics, okay, some of these things is actually cross-discipline, yeah, cross-discipline. It can be, that's why the new, how to say that the new trend to go is actually those international grant that actually encourage you to go for multidiscipline study. Like for example, right, you have a new innovation. Your project is about develop a new innovation, okay? So this one, right, you do not just confine with the engineering field, okay? How you can reach out to the multidisciplinary research, right? So you will actually do after you come up with this innovation, the prototype, you will actually extend to do a preliminary market analysis. So the market analysis, you will need to extend to business and economic area. So this is the new way to go about it, okay? This day, when we talk about research, right, they prefer to actually to go for multidisciplinary, okay? All right, and also hospitality, tourism, and culinary arts. This is another area. For this field, right? Okay, for this field currently, right? We still try, okay, PGRC, and also we still encourage the head of school from this one, right? Okay, especially the one from UG campus, right? They are most of their staff are still relatively focused on the culinary arts on the technical side, okay? So in terms of the research, right, we still try to encourage them to come in with more research activity, all right? So one of the way, right, like I say, right, maybe you are still in the beginning stage, okay, so you can reach out to the Penang colleague as well. We actually have the Penang campus, okay, whereby you actually can reach out to them, okay. The one from Penang campus, right, they are actually quite active on this area. Some of them like Dr. Ihanida, Dr. Azrin, these are the people that are actually quite active on this area, okay. So like I say, always reach out, okay. Researcher from different campus. This is something that is being encouraged. Okay, this is something that is being encouraged. Malaysia government try to encourage the research activity to be done across different campuses, and also Malaysia government also encourage, right, the research, right, to reach out to the industry. And another one is international collaboration. So international collaboration, the government actually prefer to actually have the researcher from some of those developed country, okay. In this case, right, there will be a technology exchange, okay. So that's why we can always make use of the colleague from UOW Australia and also the colleague from Dubai, okay. So this is how you actually can achieve that, okay, in order to help to boost out the University Myra ranking, okay. So the last one will be on the sustainability, okay, sustainability, like I said, this day, right, when we talk about research, right, everybody need to find out that, right, their research project, right, what is the SDG goal they want to achieve eventually, all right? So there are a lot of them, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that when we talk about sustainability, we'll always focus on S&T, science and technology project, because, right, there will be a lot of those social science project as well, like SDG goal can be, right, reduce poverty, all those, right, go back, you can go back to business and economic. You need to find a way to reduce the poverty, to increase the employability among the nation. So these are some of those topics that you can think about it, okay? All right. Now the research achievement, okay. So this data is actually collected up to last year, all right, up to 2024, okay. So far, right, the university, when we talk about the external funding, how the external funding come is actually through the external grant, okay, the international grant, the external grant, industrial grant, okay, and research collaboration. So far, we have achieved 5.5 million, okay, for a new institution like us, right. This is something very rewarding, okay. The award, right, okay, award that our staff and also the student, right, they actually actively participate in some of those competition, okay? Mostly are those science and technology competition, all right? So they actually win a number of awards for that as well, okay? And then the industrial collaboration, okay? Industrial collaboration, also our university, right, we managed to secure a number of those industrial collaboration, okay, with those well-known partner such as like Sony, Sandbox, Asia, all this company, and also the research institution like UKM, UPM. Okay, so these are some of those institutions that we actually have research collaboration with. Okay, the publication, right? The publication, okay, more than half of the article, right, of the UOW staff, right, is actually in Q1, Q2. All right. Okay, the recent MIRA data that we compile, right, we still observe this trend, okay, meaning to say that more than half, 50% of the publication is actually published in Q1, Q2 journal. Okay, so this is something very encouraging. Okay, now support and resources, like I say, right, for most of the young researcher or support, and also like I say, KPI has become one of research has become one of the KPI, all right? So meaning to say that every year you have that research KPI that you need to fulfill. So, but like I say, especially science and technology project, all right, it needs a lot of money. So you need to know that what are those funding or what are those support that the university can provide, all right? So the most of those support is actually available through Postgraduate Research Center, okay, PGRC. So this one is actually, right, PGRC, the office is actually at second floor, okay, Discovery Circle. Okay, this is for the UG campus, Glenmary campus. For Penang side, right, okay, for Penang side, you may have to check with Dr. Azrin, okay, the person in charge, right, the person in charge for Postgraduate Research Center at Penang campus is Dr. Azrin. You can reach out to her, okay. So Postgraduate Research Center, basically, we're actually here to provide the one-stop solution for all those activity that is related to research, okay? Like, for example, you want to get the conference funding, okay? You want to get some of those research software, all right? You want to actually get the APC, you want PGRC to support on those APC, or you want to ask us whether the journal is actually indexed or not, okay? So these are some of those support, right? You can reach out to PGRC. You can always drop us an email, okay? All right. The next one is a grant application. Okay, grant application, right? Internal grant every year, right? Every year, internal grant, there will be an opening for it. Okay. Now, internal grant, right? The opening is normally after the closing of FRGS grant. But this year, because there are some issue with the migrants portal, okay, the government portal is down. Okay, I think since February, okay, since February. So that's why until now it has not up yet. Okay, so we foresee that because the FRGS portal is down, so until further notice, so this year the internal grant opening will be slightly later as well. All right, maybe somewhere in June or July. Okay, because previously normally we will actually open in April, all right, but this year we foresee that there will be a delay, so most probably will be June or July. Okay, anyway, you don't have to worry, just stay alert, pay attention to your email. Okay, any of this information will be broadcast through email. All right, so like I said, all these things, all right, you don't have to worry. Okay, just make sure that you check your email. Okay, all those procedures will be announced through the email as well. Okay, so external funding, right? External funding meaning to say that you want to put in for external grant. Okay, so again, right, any of those external grant, okay, PGRC will do the announcement again through email. Okay, but however, there will be some grant, right, that is quite specific. Okay, a niche, okay, like for example, the grant that is mainly for the, how to say that, for drone only, okay, they focus a certain area only. So in this case, we may not broadcast, right? We will not broadcast through email, okay? We will just reach out to the head of school, ask them to identify the team. So the head of school will actually broadcast this message to the team member, to their staff, okay? So that's why, like I say, right, for grant, right, okay, this day we already observed this, okay, in order for you to actually having higher chances to secure the grant, okay, especially FRGS grant, right, okay, like I said, government has encouraged, okay, has encouraged all the applicant, okay, to reach out to industry. So that's why one of the criteria for FRGS grant, right, okay, you can get a bonus mark if you're able to actually put a research collaborator, okay, from industry, okay, then you will get a bonus mark of 5 marks, okay. So how can you do that? Okay, prepare a letter of intent, okay, to this industry, or the letter of intent from the industry, can be from NGO, can be from government department, okay. This one will increase the chance for you to secure the grant, okay. And another one is that, like I say, try not to have your team member just come from one institution. Okay, like for example, your grant member, right, all come from UOW Malaysia. It's not something good, all right? It's not something good. It will be good that you have different, okay, the member come from different institution. Like for example, you reach out to your previous supervisor, okay, that is from UKM, from UPM, or from UM, okay. You also can reach out to colleague at Penang campus, okay, or the Penang campus can reach out from the UG campus to have different composition, all right, in terms of the member, okay, because this is what the government want, okay. Again, like I say, right, if you have international collaborator, that will be an added advantage for when you apply for a grant as well. So like, for example, like I say, right, you can always make use of the colleague in UOW Australia, or you can actually make use of, right, reach out to those colleagues in Dubai, okay, to actually invite them to join into your team for the grant application, okay. Now, so some of those opportunity, right? Some of those opportunity, okay, because some of those grant they're actually open on a yearly basis, okay. So you actually can go to our website, click on this link, go to the website to take a look, okay. Some of those under the support and resources page there, you can see that some of those grant that is available, okay. So you can go there, take a look, okay, which grant you actually have interest at, okay. Then you can form your team and then go in with a application. All right. Now, the next one is a conference fund support. Okay, conference fund support. In UOW Malaysia, there is a policy that is governed on the staff conference policy. Yeah. So this policy, right, I'm not too sure whether y'all has been briefed or not. Okay, all the policy that is related to the, all the policy, okay, you can access to our SharePoint at QMS there. So that's why if you do not have, you meaning to say that you can't access to this SharePoint at QMS, right? Sorry, the QMS folder at SharePoint, okay, write to ISD, okay, write to ISD, ask them to grant you the access, okay. So, okay, maybe I can just share the screen how the SharePoint will actually look like, okay. So I can just share the screen, let y'all take a look. So that's why next time, right, at least you do not need to actually, when you want to access to some of those policy, you still need to reach out to PGRC for that. You actually can go to the our SharePoint. All right, so this is our SharePoint. Okay, it's actually available at UOW's, this one, UOW Malaysia Selangor. For those Penang colleagues, you reach out to the one, you reach out to the Penang SharePoint. Okay, the UOW Malaysia KDU Penang SharePoint. Okay, it should be available here. This is QMS. Okay, so under QMS there, right? Under QMS, okay, all the policy and all the policy that you should know are there, all right? Including academic policy and also support department. Like you want to make a claim, there is a form that you need to fill up, right? Like for example, for those, right, you are applying for the what is that? You are applying for the conference funding. Then after come back, right, you need to actually fill up the form, like the claim form, right? Okay, the claim form. Okay, so you need to go to this folder, support department, go to finance, okay, there is this staff claim. So you need to go inside here, look for the form, okay, and then staff claim and reimbursement form or the travel accommodation claim form. So all these things is actually here, all right? So also, right, actually my purpose just to tell you that what is this, okay? Now, so for academic, right, all the form that is related to PGRC, right, is actually here under PGRC folder. So there is this staff conference policy. So staff conference policy, right, all the form is actually at here, all right? Is actually at here. So you actually can refer to here for all those others policy as well, like research grant management. Some of you want to apply for grant, right? Okay, internal grant or external grant is actually governed by this policy. So you can always go inside here. And also, right, some of you may become the supervisor for your student, okay, FYP or the master level, or some of you become the supervisor for PhD candidate, okay. In that case, your student may want to apply for the funding to go for conference. They're actually entitled to do that, all right. Student conference policy. You can go inside here, take a look how much is the funding that is provided to the student and what is the process. Is all here. But again, like I say, right, okay, if you are not sure on those procedure, you can always reach out to PGRC for further, for additional assistance. All right. Okay. All right. So this one, right, whatever I discuss here, this is for the staff conference, the students conference, and then the staff conference, right? Okay. The form will be different, and then the amount also will be different. Okay. So for this one, the financial support for the conference, right? All right. At the national level and international conference, unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, at this moment, right? At this moment, this policy, this announcement was made last year, I think middle of last year, okay? Since June last year for the international conference, right? At this moment, we actually freeze this application at this moment, okay? You can join for international conference. However, right, we will not provide accommodation, air ticket, all those things. You can join international conference by present your paper virtually. Join for the hybrid, those conference that actually have the hybrid one, okay, we allow that, okay. So at this moment, we still allow for national conference application, okay. Now, unless, okay, under what circumstances you still can go for international conference, okay, is you secure international grant, you secure FRGS grant, you secure industrial grant, and for this grant, budget has already allocated for this purpose, then you can go. All right. Okay. For for internal grant, right? For internal grant, we do not provide funding at this moment for international conference. I say that at this moment, at this moment, we do not provide funding for international conference. Okay, for IRGS. But for those like FRGS grant, okay, IRGS stand for internal grant, for internal grant. So for internal grant at this moment, we do not support international conference. Local conference, yes. Okay. Now, basically why we provide support for conference funding, right? Because we hope that, all right, when you go for conference, okay, you basically go there to build your network, okay, and also to foster the collaboration with the research community. So from there, this is how you actually expand your network, all right? This is how you expand your network. So whatever request, right? Whatever application that you want to make, right? The correct procedures should be, you need to apply first, okay? You need to apply first before you make your air ticket booking, or also before you actually register to the conference, okay? Register to the conference. I do understand that a lot of you will submit to the conference the conference organizer in order to get your paper accepted. Okay, so after you get the notification, right? Notification from the organizer said that, okay, congratulations, your paper is accepted. Okay, so they will give you time to register for this conference. Okay, so during that time, that is the time, right? You need to actually inform PGRC if you want to get the funding from PGRC. All right. Then there will be a process that PGRC need to go through. Okay, now the process will be like this. Okay, you need to submit. Okay, you need to submit your acceptance notification by the organizer. Then your paper. Okay, it can be not necessary to be full paper, yeah, not necessary to be full paper, because we do understand that some of the conference they only accept abstract. So submit whatever you have. The one that you submit to the conference organizer, okay, is either extract, extended abstract, or full paper. You need to give us in Word format so that we can opt for review among our internal reviewer to say that whether this conference participation is actually eligible or not, to check on the eligibility. So the reviewer, right? Okay, now I'll just let you know that, okay, what are those criteria that the reviewer will look into, yeah? Because one day you may receive the email from PGRC saying that you are the reviewer for this conference paper. Okay, we require your assistant to come back with the review, okay, within 1 week time. Okay, so that's why I just let you know that, okay, as a reviewer or as a conference presenter, right? Internally, what are those criteria we actually look at? Okay, we will actually look at the two aspects. One is the conference itself. Okay, one is the conference itself. Another one we will look into the quality of your conference paper. Okay, whether your conference paper is it there is a novelty or not. Okay, is there any area that is require major improvement or not? So are recommended to go for this conference or not. So on another area, right? On another area, like I say, well, we need to look into the conference credibility. All right, because we know that a lot of those conferences out there, they are predictory conference. Okay, we can just say that they are more like a scammer. Okay, they scam money from those researchers. Okay, so in that case, right, we will actually out for review. Okay, out for stand among the internal reviewer, ask them to check, is this conference a genuine one, not the predictor one? Okay, not those predictory predictory conference. Okay, so the reviewer will come back. All right, the reviewer will come back to tell us that whether this application should be supported or not. Okay, so these are some of those criteria. Okay, these are some of those criteria. Okay, when you want to apply for this funding, the reviewer will look into this area. Okay, so that's why get the confirmation from PGRC first before you register to the conference. Okay, before you register to the conference, yeah. Okay, now why we need this? Okay, why PGRC need this step? Okay, we actually have the case happen before. Okay, the presenter, before seeking the confirmation from PGRC, all right, he registered to the conference, and at the end, right, PGRC found out that that conference is actually a predictory conference in which PGRC will not support. All right, so in this case, the staff, right, did not get back his money, and PGRC also will not recognize the work. Okay, because whatever that you present in a conference year end, you need to put into your KPI. So that's why in this case, right, these things cannot go into your KPI because it's predictory. All right, you cannot recognize the school, and then the university cannot recognize if you present or you publish in the predictory journal or the conference proceeding. All right, so that's why it will be good that you always seek the confirmation from PGRC first before you register to the conference. We do understand that. All right, we do understand that there may be a possibility that the notification come to you slightly late, all right? And then the time that is given in between, okay, you receive the notification and time for registration, right, is actually very close, okay? Let's say 1 week or 2 weeks sometime, all right? Okay, so in this case, right, you may not have enough time to send all those documents to PGRC, because for PGRC to finalize whether conference applications should be supported or not, honestly speaking, it takes 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, it is going to take 2 to 3 weeks. So that's why you may not be able to meet that deadline. Okay, so the simple way is that, right, what you can do is that along the way, before you want to register, after you already submit the document, all right, after 1 week, write to PGRC, checking on your status. Okay, at least, right, during that time, because the process, let me just tell you that the process will be like this. Okay, you will, after you put in the application, what PGRC will do is that we need to assign 2 reviewers to review on your paper. Okay, to review on the genuine, or whether that conference is actually a genuine one or not. Okay, so this process take about 1 or 2 weeks. It depends how fast the reviewer come back to us. 1 or 2 weeks. Then after that, right, your application need to be circulated among all the RIC member. RIC member is a committee member, right? Okay, so whereby we need to seek their approval. So that's why this one take another 3 to 5 days. So that's why there will be a delay there. All right. So to be safe, we PGRC at least, right, along the way we check, okay, the review from the how to say that, the reviewer, what are those comments coming back to us. Okay, at least we already have some preliminary thought whether this application can be supported or not. Okay, so that's why, or sometimes we can actually give you the green light even though that confirmation email has not sent to you. All right, so it will be good that you always follow up on your application. Okay, and also in the policy, if you have time, you spend time to actually to check on your policy, right? Okay, to check on the staff conference policy, right? Okay, you will actually see that, right, the policy mentioned that for overseas, okay, international conference, you need to hand in your application, right? Okay, 3 months before that. Okay, for local conference, right, is 2 months before that. However, at the same time also, right, okay, I do understand that some of the conference, right, the notice that give, right, okay, from the notice, the time they send out the notice to the time, right, of the conference date, right, is actually less than 2 months. All right, so you will not be able to meet that time. Okay, the time definition. So in that case, right, again, like I say, right, you can always write to the PGRC, say that, right, because there is a delay in that case. Okay, you still can put in. All right, we will actually look into, okay, whether it can be supported or not. All right, we will let you know. All right, so like I say, okay, each of the staff, right, okay, per year, okay, we can support up to 5,000 for one application. All right, for this one is within Asia Pacific. Okay, this one is for those outside Asia Pacific. Okay, this one is actually within Malaysia. So at this moment, okay, at this moment, 2008 is the one that you can go for it. Okay, but okay, for researcher, right, for those young researcher, as you gain more experience, okay, and we look at your research portfolio, right, when we look at your research portfolio, you already build out your portfolio. We can see that you actually have quite a number of publication in, let's say, for example, in Scopus Index or Web of Science Index, right? Okay, so that time we may not encourage you to go for a conference, okay, a conference presentation anymore. We will straight advise you that since you have a very good paper, we will straight away ask you to go for publication instead of participate in the conference. Okay, so that's why when you slowly, because we always believe that conference, right, okay, for those junior researcher is a way for you to share your research idea and then get some feedback from those panel, this reviewer. This is a way for you to improve. Okay, but as you move on, right, you are no longer a junior researcher anymore. So it's good for you to actually aim for higher. All right. Go for those journal publication. All right. Okay. So for this amount, right, it's actually inclusive of the registration fee, accommodation, and also travel expenses. Okay. Now, so like I said, the application process, right, how you can actually get PGRC to support you, okay? So like I say, right, 2 months, okay? 2 months is actually the local conference, okay? For international conference, right, is actually for 3 months, okay? But again, like I say, right, okay, if there is a special circumstances, right, whereby the organizer, right, they actually put down the date, right, that cannot comply with this one, you still write to us. Okay, you still write to us, see whether right how we can go about that. Okay, so just make sure that you submit the conference fund and travel application form. Okay, make sure that the form that reached to PGRC is the form that already signed by your head of school. Okay, so and sorry. Application, like I say, right, it need to be reviewed by 2 internal reviewer, double blind process. So this is the reason why we always say that we need your article, okay? We need your conference paper, okay, in words format, so that we can actually take out all those author detail and all those affiliation detail, so that we can send out those data, okay, without letting the reviewer know who you are. So double blind process, okay? Then after that, like I say, right, after approved by the reviewer, okay, after approved by the reviewer, okay, so that's why sometimes I'm reiterate again, say that why, all right, when the time is very short, okay, you have very tight schedule, okay, so it will be good that you actually can check with PGRC, okay, see what is the status. So normally we will actually check on the reviewer feedback. If both reviewers said that highly recommended, so normally if both reviewer already highly recommended, okay, and REC member, normally they will approve on that, okay, so that's why we can, when we receive the feedback from the reviewer, we can actually ask you, you can proceed to the registration, even though you have not received the official email from PGRC to approve on the funding. So that's why this is how we actually can meet the time deadline from the conference funder. Okay, so like I say, right, after the reviewer, we will send to RIC member, okay, to seek the approval. Okay, so REC member, they will always based on the feedback from the reviewer. Okay, if the reviewer both already indicate that it's highly recommended, so normally REC member will approve. Okay, then after that, right, because you are actually using URW Malaysia funding, so we need you, when you come back, okay, when you come back from the conference presentation, what you need to do is that within 12 months, right, PGRC and Teaching and Learning Center, right, they will conduct some an event called research seminar. So this is the time you must join the research seminar to present what you have presented during the conference to the staff and then also to the student. Okay, this is something that you must do because you are using the university funding. All right. Okay, so the research seminar is normally conduct through conduct virtually. Okay, virtually, yeah. So we also expect you after you present in a conference, right? Your conference paper, right, is either, meaning to say that it must lead to an outcome, a research outcome, is either being published in the conference proceeding, okay, or okay, you publish in the journal. Okay, this is something that we will actually follow up from you, asking you, okay, after you present in a conference, okay, show us the evidence that whatever that you present in a conference, is it published in the conference proceeding or you already published in the article, all right? You need to show us the evidence for this, all right? If you fail to show this, right, the next round you want to apply for the conference funding, right, the chances is very low, yeah? Okay, now, another one is the article processing charge, okay? This is, I think in Malaysia, currently in Malaysia, none of the research university able to do this, okay? We are lucky is because we are one of the partner, all right? Not partner, okay? We are actually the member of the global network, GE network, all right? So this agreement is actually extended from UOW Australia. They are the one who actually have this agreement, okay, with the publisher. So that's why, right, these days we all know that the open access publication is so expensive, all right? The fee charge is so high. Last year, December, my student go for one open access, okay? My student go for one open access. The publisher is in Q1. The publisher actually charged 5,000 USD. All right, USD, not ringgit Malaysia. So the fee is really, really high for open access. But we also know that what is the advantage we go for open access, because this one can increase the visibility of your research output. It can help to increase on your citation. Okay. The higher the citation, right, definitely is good for the university ranking. All right. So that's why we still support on those open access publication. Now, we will support open access publication provided that it is not predictory journal. Yeah. Okay. Predictory journal normally promise fast publication. Okay. And open access. However, like I said, we will not fund any of this predictory journal publication. Okay. So now how this one actually work, right? How this one actually work? UOW Australia actually have the agreement with this 14 publisher. Okay. So it allowed our staff and the student to publish in the open access journal without incurring any APC. Now, when I say that, it doesn't mean that some of the publisher, right? Some of the publisher is not 100% web, yeah? You have to check, okay? You can click on all these, right? The link, okay? Then go in there, right? You can see that the whole list of the journal that is entitled for this fee waiver, all right? Some of them is 100%, okay? Some of them is 100%, they 100%, meaning to say that you don't even have to pay a single cent. But some of them, they actually give discount on it. Like if I'm not mistaken, Elsevier is actually given 15% discount. Elsevier is 10%. I think another one is given 15%. All right. You can go in there and take a look. What is the agreement? You can go this one under UOW Australia website, their library website. All the detail are there. Or you can just click on the link here. You actually can get information. The list of those journal that is listed, which is eligible for this fee waiver. Okay. All right. So this one can actually save a lot of your money and at the same time help you to increase on your citation, the visibility of your research output. Yeah. So again, like I say, right, yeah, if you're not too sure how you can go about it, right, just let us know. All right, talk to PGRC. Now, one of the criteria in order to be eligible for this one, right, you must make sure that you are using UOW Malaysia email address, not your personal email address. You are not entitled for that. All right. And another thing is that your affiliation must be University of Wollongong, Malaysia. For those Glen Mary staff, University of Wollongong, Malaysia, not using acronym. You cannot use UOW Malaysia. Use in full University of Wollongong, Malaysia. Okay. Then for those Penang, use the whole name in full. Okay. And we also request the staff, right, when you submit for publication, right, use both affiliation. Okay, use both affiliation. Okay, like for example, right, if myself I work here, so when I submit the article, my affiliation will be University of Wollongong, Malaysia. At the same time, also I include the one for Penang. All right. So for Penang colleague, you put the one for UOW Malaysia KDU Penang UC. Okay. At the same time, also you put in University of Wollongong, Malaysia. All right. That's how you go about it. Okay. So again, like I say, yeah. Yes, Sheila, what is your question? You can.
Jasmine, can I ask something?
Yes.
Okay, so if let's say students, one of my students actually become the author, so that students also need to have both affiliation, or is it only UOW Malaysia? That's my
Student only, student only. Student will only use, if they are registered here, just use University of Wollongong, Malaysia. Okay.
oh, all right.
Uh, Sheila, for the case, students' case, please make sure that the lecturer is the one always become correspondent author. We don't allow the student to go for a conference, to go for a correspondent author, because we do not want the case, right? If let's say, for example, the journal, right, or the editorial board, right, asking them to actually provide certain evidence, then the student never respond. Okay, so that's why
All
the
right.
correspondent author for the students, especially those undergraduate students, must be the supervisor. Okay,
Okay. All right.
all right.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so this is the one. You can always go to University of Wollongong, Australia, their library website to look for additional information. So again, like I say, right, if you're not too sure, you can always drop by PGRC office, or for Penang side, write to Dr. Azrin, okay? Okay, so that's why this is what I'm trying to say. You can click on this one, okay? They will actually provide you with this information. So again, like I say, right, some of the staff, okay, some of the staff, right, for this year, some of the staff, they actually can get UOW Australia email address, okay? So like I say, make sure that you use UOW email address. The affiliation must be correct, okay? The affiliation must be correct, yeah? Okay, another one is patent application. Okay, patent application. Now, this one patent, right? Some of you think that your work, right, is something unique. It's in a very innovative way. Okay, then you actually can apply for patent. Okay, now it can be in the form of patent or utility innovation, or in the form of copyright as well. All right, you want to go about this, you can always write to PGRC. We can actually provide support on this for patent application. Just to let you know that patent application, the fee is not cheap, and you cannot, if you apply for grant, right, you cannot use grant money for patent application. Even FRGS grant, right, they don't allow you to use, all right, FRGS funding for patent application. You can't. So just to let you know that currently the rate out there, right, if you want to apply for one patent, it is about 12K to 15K. This is the amount. Okay, so we will support on this funding. Okay, we will support on this funding. Okay, so and patent, right, is the whole process for you to apply for a patent, right, is not it's not going to happen and very materialize very soon. Okay, based on our previous experience, a patent was filed in year 2020. We only get it granted last year, 2024. So that's why it's never a short process. It's a lengthy process, and it requires huge financial commitment. Okay, and please make sure that when you file for the patent application, right, the ownership must belong to the institution. You can have your name there, but the ownership must be the institution. All right, the ownership must be the institution. Okay, all right. The library resources, I think you all know. Okay, I think you all know. Okay. Now, the staff training and development as well. Okay, staff training and development, from time to time, teaching and learning that will actually organize. Okay, quite a number of the training, but we do understand also some of the time, sometime, right, the training schedule is not how to say that you may not be able to join in for some of this training. Okay, so that's why the training schedule most of the time it will be on Wednesday and on Friday, and this semester, right, we start to conduct workshop at night as well. Okay, so that to allow the staff to actually join some of those workshop. Okay, how many of you is actually come from social science? Yeah, you come from social science. Okay, what type of research you are doing? You are doing qualitative research, right? Qualitative research. Okay. Sheila, I think yours one is on SNT, right?
Yes, SNT.
Okay. Dr. Diana, how about your research? Your research is on what area?
Mostly I'm from engineering side.
Oh, for engineering side, SNT as well. All right. Okay. Okay. So from time to time also, right, we will try to get the colleague from Australia, okay? And this coming May, right, we will actually get those research ethics officer from UOW Australia to come in. And this day when we talk about research, the global community and even those reviewer are actually always asked for the ethics approval evidence. So that's why the ethics has become something very critical. Okay, so we'll ask the colleague from UW Australia to come in to provide a talk on this area. Okay. Zeleny, you are actually from SNT also, right?
SOE.
Yeah. I don't think you're new staff, right?
What?
I don't think you're new staff, right?
Returning staff.
Okay, because I don't think you're new staff. Okay, all right. Okay, all right.
Still new consider new also.
Okay, all right. Because I said that this face doesn't look new face to me. All right. Okay. All right. So Dr. Naim, I'm not too sure whether social science, your study is mostly on qualitative research, right? Are you working on quanti or not?
No, I'm focusing more on qualitative. Yeah.
Qualitative.
Yeah.
You're not intend to venture into quantitative research?
For quantitative, I'm currently learning Smart PLS with my colleague in ITM. So, yeah.
Okay, Smart PLS, definitely you know the guru is Prof. Ramaya, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good news for you. He will be coming in this May on the 22nd and 23rd of May. Come to our UG campus. So block your calendar. This is a very good opportunity. All right. We fork out so much money to invite him to come here. Oh, Sheila, you know Prof. Ramaya as well.
Yeah, because my background is actually statistic. So before I embark into all the new AI and so on, so I actually did the quantitative study. And I know that Prof. Ramaya is the top guru for the Smart PLS. So
Yes.
I knew the SAM structure equation modelings for not the Smart PLS, the previous one. I also want to learn the Smart PLS.
Okay, but for this one, right, this the coming May workshop, right, is more, we do realize that some of those PhD students, right, their basic concept and research methodology are not very strong. Like how to build the research model using theory, all those things are not there. So that's why we invite him. And he also promised that you will incorporate some of those Smart PLS into this workshop. So it's actually on 22nd and 23rd. Whole day, 9 to 5 for 2 days. So for those, don't miss this opportunity. It's a very rare opportunity. We can invite him to come in. Okay. All right. So that's why I think all of you also, because all of you are academic staff, you know that per year you need to meet this criteria, 40 CPD hour. Okay. So you need to actually attend. All right. Sponsorship for postgraduate study. Okay. And then in this case, when I look at the participant list here, okay. So two of them are already holding a PhD qualification. So Sheila and Zarani, where are you going to embark or you are actually on the way?
Okay, for me, actually currently I'm doing my PhD. So I already submit everything, waiting for my Viva
Oh, that's
session.
good. Okay, share the good
So
news.
pray for me.
Okay, okay, share the good news to us once you get that. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So generally, how about your case?
Yeah, for my case also, I'm writing stage now. So planning to submit by end of April.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Something very encouraging, okay? So we can have more research output from every one of you. Okay, something good. All right, okay? All right. Okay, research strategy. Okay, so this is the one what the university is currently doing in order to make sure that right we can actually align. Okay, we can actually prepare. Okay, to achieve the goal that we actually outlined earlier. Okay, so we will actually provide support. Okay. System to encourage the staff to do their PhD, but because in this case, every one of you, I think this thing doesn't apply to all of you at here. Okay, KPI, I think this one also lah, for those master to embark on PhD, okay, it doesn't work, okay. Financial support, okay. I think in this case, right, those for engineering one, I think your school also help you to support on those professional qualification, right? Yes, okay. So for some of you, right, if you want to join certain membership, all right, you certain membership, I'm not too sure that, Sheila, are you going into those TS or whatever?
Yes,
Are
I
you
already,
eligible? Or you
uh,
already is at TS?
I think for this year, not yet. So I already told my boss that I'm going to apply next year.
Okay.
So hopefully I can apply.
Yes, okay. So all these institutions will provide funding. Like Dr. Naim, your case, right? Like for example, you think that some of those international professional body that actually you can join in to expand on your research network, right? Talk to your head of school. Funding will be provided on that. Okay, because we do understand that you have your specialized area, so you join in this network, and then from time to time they will organize webinar to actually help you to expand on your network. Talk to your head of school. Funding is actually can be provided. If you cannot get through that funding, talk to PGRC. We see how we can assist you. All right. Okay, so professional body also, like I say, right, we will try to, this is what I'm trying to say that, okay, why we emphasize on the professional body so much is that, right, under MIRA definition is that, right, for those master holder, okay, if you have a professional qualification, like for example, if despite you are a master holder, but you have professional qualification like TSIR, right, your status, right, under MIRA, right, you are actually equivalent to a PhD holder. Okay, so that's why we emphasize a lot on those professional qualification. Okay. Now, the quality of the research, like I say, right, we will actually provide funding for those high impact paper. All right. That's why even like last year, some of those academic staff come in, request for the funding they want us to support on the APC in Q1 Web of Science journal. We actually provide funding. Okay. We actually provide funding. Like I said, this sort of funding is not cheap, but we will come in to provide support. Okay, like I said, as long as it's not predictory journal, and we do understand also some of those, right? You may start from the era or those things, right? We will still provide support on that. Okay. But like I say, right, as you move on, you cannot say that every time come back to us that you want support in my side or era. This thing you need to move out. Okay. That's the way you build out on your research portfolio. All right. So the affiliation information, I already mentioned that affiliation information must be correct. Okay. The quality of the publication as well. Okay. Like I say, right, this is just now I said, reach out to your UOW Australia colleague and also the Dubai colleague. That's how you actually improve on the quality of the publication. Okay, so last year we actually already introduced award program like Research Excellence Award, okay, so that to encourage the staff to go for a quality publication, okay. Last year also we already go in for the symposium, okay, and also I think last year we are actually on the symposium, okay. So this year also the university is actually collaborate with some of those professional body on this symposium and conference as well, okay. Research grant, okay, we will actually have a boot camp, okay, boot camp for the academic staff, okay, so that to have, I think the coming one will be in May. I think some of you, I'm not too sure whether your head of school reach out to some of the staff or not, okay. This one is not, this one is by selection, okay, this one is by selection. It's actually a research boot camp whereby the selected member will join together to work together, will come up with some of those viable research grant, okay, to go in for this application. All right. then we will actually send the staff. But this one, because the recently we actually last year also we faced a very tight financial issue, so that's why we are unable to fund so many staff to go for overseas for training. Okay, last year we only can fund one. I think this year also the opportunity is very rare in this moment. Okay, at this moment, yeah. So also, right, reach out to your head of school, check who is your adjunct professor. Okay, try to work with your adjunct, because normally adjunct they will have their own affiliation. So like I said, encourage for the cross institution collaboration. Okay. And another one also, right? Okay, the research funding, like I say, from time to time, PGRC will inform, we will actually broadcast through the email to tell you that, okay, there is this grant opening, okay, and you can always reach out to PGRC for those supporting document, because some of those grant application, right, they're actually asking for the financial statement of the institution, and then the license, the operation license for this institution. So these are those things that PGRC will come in to provide with all these supporting documents for you to go in with the grant application. All right, so reach out to us, we will provide all those support. Okay, so like I say, right, interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary research cluster. I think in your school, some of the school has started practice. I know SCCM and the SOE, you already divide into your own cluster. Okay, so this cluster is focused on AI, this cluster is focused on material science. Okay, so this is how you actually focus on, or you actually can focus also work out with different school. Okay, like I said, interdisciplinary research, right? So you have one from SOE, one from SCCM, okay, and then another one from SOB, another one from HSTCA. Okay, so this is how you actually can form a multidisciplinary research group to actually go in for this grant. Okay, now mentorship program. Okay, how this one work? We can actually observe that, right, in some of the departments, some of the researcher, they are senior researcher with their research portfolio. They actually, you can observe there is a strong research portfolio demonstrated by this staff. They have a lot of Q1, Q2 top tier publication. So we will encourage these staff, right, to serve as a mentor for those junior researcher. Yeah, for those junior researcher. So guiding them how to secure grant, guide them how to go for a quality publication. So this is something that we want. We encourage them to do so. All right. And then the networking and also partnership opportunity with the industry. So that's why some of the school, right, they actually organize activity with the industry. So from there, right, when you actually can establish your partnership, your networking with this industry, people see whether you can actually establish any research collaboration or any partnership or not. Okay. Now, this is another thing that university is focused on. Yeah. Okay. Research project, the monitoring. Okay, PGRC come in to monitor on the research project. Okay, regardless whether you are applying for internal grant, you are actually applying for FRGS grant, okay, or those industrial grant, we actually need to monitor on your progress. What is the reason for that? Is that, right, government, right, KPT actually want us to monitor on the staff in terms of their grant progress. Okay, the the progress of the research project, we need to make sure that it's actually completed on time. Okay, it's actually complete on time. So that's why last year, all the IRGS, we have given them 24 months. Despite some of the researchers come back and tell us that I don't need 24 months. We would rather give more time than later on you have to come in and tell us that because of my work commitment, because of some family issue or whatever, because of some health issue, you need to extend on the duration. It doesn't look good, because even internal grant, we need to report to the KPT for all the research project. So it will not be good to when we report this progress to KPT. Okay. And another thing that why this thing is very critical, the reason being is that, like I say, right, every year we need to report all these things to KPT. Okay. And because our size, right, our scale, okay, we are still very new, and then the number of the research project on hand is not many. So in a year, maybe we only have 5 projects that is completed. Okay, so if among these 5 projects, right, okay, 1 project completed on time, the rest are not completed on time, each project is actually constitute 20%. It looked very ugly when we actually present this report to KPT. So that's why we've been pushing the staff to make sure that, right, okay, they need to actually stay on progress when they actually embark on any research project. Okay, this is something very critical. Okay, so that's why we actually want those researcher, the principal investigator, right, to actually aware on the importance of the time management. So that's why I think this year also they actually include part of their KPI. If they are unable to complete their project on time, right, okay, there may be a warning system that develop into their KPI as well. Okay, so that's why this year, right, we will rather give more time to all those internal project, okay, the internal grant, right, okay. Okay, this is what I'm saying, the innovation, we encourage the staff to go for patent or utility innovation, okay, to file for this one to protect your own innovation, okay, to protect your own innovative idea. We encourage you to go for a patent or utility innovation, okay. Some utility innovation, right, in terms of scale are not that huge. We say that partial patent, okay, partial patent or minor patent, you can actually apply for it. Okay, so again, I see, if you're not too sure how to proceed, talk to PGRC. We actually can assist you on that. Okay, so all these things will be centralized at PGRC. Okay, PGRC, and also, right, okay, when you actually have any project, right, with the industry, okay, so industry and also industry come to look for you for some research collaboration. So after that, they say that they want to file for patent. When you want to file for patent, make sure that, right, because you contribute on your expertise, okay. So in this case, right, when you want to file for patent, make sure that 2 party has the ownership. Okay, so this is one of the way to protect your innovative idea as well. Okay, unless from the very beginning during the MOA signing or the agreement day, right, the industry want to claim 100% ownership. Okay, so that's why any research collaboration that you want to have with the industry, the legal unit in our university will go through your agreement before you can sign. Okay, we will look into this aspect. All right. All right. This is what I'm trying to say just now already. I've been emphasized over and over again. Tap into your W Australia colleague for their expertise. Okay, when you go for a research collaboration or also for a grant. Okay, the networking, right? This is what I've been saying. Go for interdisciplinary research cluster. Okay. It may be hard for you at this moment because you're still new to the institution. You may reach out to your head of school, ask your head of school to talk to another head of school, say that, right, you have this project, you want to look for someone, an expert in another area, okay? So ask the head of school to actually help you to source for this expertise, okay? You can actually do that, okay? So workshop and conference, okay, you can actually, this is one of the way to help you to foster on the research collaboration. You go to, most of the time we said that you go for conference, right, is actually for you to build networking, okay? So we also encourage, yeah, some of your project, right, may not be that huge in the scale, all right? In terms of the scale, may not be that huge. Okay, how you actually can do a social innovation project, right? Okay, a social innovation project is one of the criteria in your KPI as well. Social innovation project is that you can reach out to some of those NGO, okay? You can reach out to some of those NGO or some of those like those government unit, okay, you actually can talk to them, say that, right, you actually want to help this group of people, okay, to improve on their knowledge, okay, on certain area, okay. Like for example, right, one of the project by SOE last year is actually to increase the awareness, STEM awareness, okay. So they are targeted group of people are those secondary school students. Okay, there is another social innovation project done by School of Business. How they actually do is that, right? They actually transfer, how to say that, they share the knowledge on how to set up a small business, okay, small scale business, to help all those single mother to build their business. So this is what we call social innovation project. Okay, you can actually have this project as well. This is one of the way, okay, you can actually help to fulfill a KPI or contribute to the society. This is part of the contribution that you actually can contribute. Okay, and this is what I'm trying to say. Collaborate when you go for a social innovation project, right? Try to collaborate with the local community or the NGO, okay? Because normally NGO, right, and the local community, right, these are the people, right, they actually want somebody to approach them to bring benefit to them. So if there is any funding that you need, you can always talk to PGRC, see but how PGRC and together with the school, we actually can provide financial support on this. Okay. Now, so basically, right, overall, like I say, right, for a university college, because we are the new university over at UG campus, right, Glenmarie campus, we are new university, all right? Because previously we are under UC, so we just gotten our license in 2023. So University of Wollongong, Malaysia is still very new, okay? So research is very important in order to boost up that ranking. For Penang campus, right, okay, for Penang campus, research is very important because for Penang campus, you are in the process to convert UC to university ranking. Okay, so that's why this is why research is very important. Okay, research is very important. So like I say, right, you are not alone. Okay, you are not alone. University, your school, okay, and then the PGRC will come in to provide the support. All right, so we definitely, okay, like I say, right, I'm very happy today, right, most of you, right, you actually is active in your research. Okay, so we hope to hear, okay, lots more good news for all of you, okay, in terms of the article publication, in terms of the grant, okay, application. All right, okay, so any question from you all? Okay, any question? It's almost 4. I need to let you all go so that you always stuck in the jam. Okay, so any question?
Yes,
So
yes, I
far,
have
no.
one.
Okay.
I just try to submit one of my papers currently, and then using the website from the library, which is that include where that we don't have to pay for APCs, if I'm not mistaken, that one, right?
Yes.
But during the submission, right, I think the last one before we create the PDF, some sort like that, it will ask you option whether that for the hybrid journal, it will ask you whether you want to go for open access or the subscription one, right? So we cannot change, we cannot choose actually. Last time I try that one. Meaning they say it's unavailable until the paper accept, maybe, I don't know, because this is my first time using the affiliation of UOW. So
Okay.
so I didn't have the option to choose. It say here, it's supposed to say that if I choose this option, the fee should be 0, something like that.
Okay. Okay. Honestly speaking, I never use this service as well. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. I never use this service as well. I don't personally use. I only attended the workshop provided by UOW Australia. They show me the whole process. Okay. They show me the whole process, how you actually go about that. Okay. Your concern is that at the last step, they don't allow you to choose for whether you want to go for open access or what is it?
Yes. It's supposed to be automatically detect since we are using the UOW email, right? But it's not showing something like that. I don't know, maybe on my part, or we have to wait whether that the paper to be accepted first, then only we have that option open. So I just submitting this one. So I don't know whether that.
Okay, put it this way, right? For your case, because your school, right, a number of the staff has actually successfully used this one. The one I know is Dr. Chang, okay, and Dr. Nishata as well, okay. So they have successfully used this one. Maybe, like I say, right, I won't be able to actually to confidently answer you this question, okay, because right in this case, right, the one that demonstrated by Australia people, right, is actually they actually have that option, like what you said. Actually have that option. The whole process they demo to me, I can see that there is this option. But what you say is that you do not see that option, right?
Correct.
Yes. Okay. So in this case, right, can I just suggest to you, you talk to Dr. Nishata or Dr. Chang in this case, see whether how they actually go about that. If I'm not mistaken, during the workshop organized by UOW Australia, they did mention one thing also. Subsequently, they need to email to the editorial board saying that, right, they are actually from UOW Australia, UOW Malaysia using this email address. Okay.
Oh.
Yes. They did mention, but however, they also mentioned during that workshop is that, right, not every publisher require this one.
I see.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure. Is it because it's different publisher? Because altogether there are 14 publisher there. Is it different publisher that is actually causing this issue or not?
No, actually, I'm using the same publisher. I'm using the Elsevier as a publisher, but different journal. The first journal doesn't have that option. The second journal say the option is unavailable. So maybe you have to wait for the paper to be accepted first, maybe. Then
Okay.
only they will resubmission by submitting all those other documents. I think maybe that time, maybe they have that option.
All right. Okay. Maybe that you just keep me updated if there is any outcome from that. If there is any issue, in this case, right, you need the assistant, I can write to UOW Australia, check on this. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. Dr. Naim, any, you done with the question?
Yeah, done. Wait, let
Okay.
me
All right.
mute.
Okay. Yes. What is your question?
Oh, I don't have any question, no. But I just
Oh,
wanna share that Taylor and Francis, they are actually free journals that you don't need to pay for APC. Now you can
Yeah.
check. Yeah, because
Yes.
I have worked on some papers before and then published on Taylor and Francis.
Yes, but because most of those free one is not open access, okay? We are talking about those, the one that is, this agreement is actually for all those open access, because we know that they say open access is like skyrocket their fee. Is when you look at the fee, you offended one. You know, it's like, oh, this fee is like how many months of your salary, okay? Yeah, so that's why this agreement is mainly for the APC, where for the open access. Yes. All right. Yeah. Any question? Any other question?
Dr. Jasmine, I have one question. So I already submit one paper through the read and publish agreements. So same as Jailani, I'm waiting for the acceptance. But I noticed that, like you said, some of the out of that 40, not all that cover all the overall
Yes.
APCs, right? So if let's say I submit to those that to this one publisher that only 50%, for example. So that another 50%, UOW Malaysia will cover. I mean, we can apply through PGRC or how?
Yes, you can apply to PGRC. Okay,
Oh.
but don't give me the bill that will make my heart drop one, huh? Okay.
No. I think last time the one that I sent, it says that for publication fee, it will cover for the publication fee, but you know, some papers, if we include colors, the graphic colors, then we need extra additional fee or that kind of fee, the small kind of fee.
Yeah, I know that even some of them, they ask for proofreading fee. They will
Yeah,
actually
something
charge
like
part of
that.
that. Yes.
Yeah. The small.
So that's why, yeah, like I said, is PGRC normally will go in to support. Like I said, right, you don't give me a shock, okay?
Okay, okay.
All right, because last year there was one application come in, right, 12K, we need to support on 12K. Then I said, okay, if that is the case, right, you need to put Penang colleague to come in, so we split the bill, okay? 6K over here, 6K over the other side, all right? Okay, all right. Okay, any other more question? Dr. Diana, any question from you? You are very quiet.
No, Dr. Jasmine.
Dr. Diana, are you from UG or PG?
I'm from PG.
Penang campus, is it?
Yes, correct.
All right. So for Penang campus, you can always refer to Dr. Azrin, yeah?
Okay, noted.
Okay. All right. So any more question? If not, I'll let you all go. 1 last minute to 4. Okay. All right. Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Jasmine.
you. Okay.
Thank you.